You know when people are walking around the mall and getting bukhur?
Yeah.
Homemade, bro. Oh, yeah. My name's Hattem Mattar. We're here at the Mattar Farm residence, which was the birthplace of the Mattar Farm, the brand and the idea. We're Dubai's first and only artisan smokehouse. Still make everything by hand. Our spices, our wood, our lamb. The difference between what we call barbecue, what everybody calls barbecue, is actually high heat, right? And barbecue in cuisine, I would say in North America, is actually lower temperature. What's done at high temperature is called grilling, right? And the whole carcass, you could see the fat that was on top of the carcass. It wasn't lean, you couldn't see the red meat right away. At room temperature, you could tell the fat was kind of dissolving and melting already, which is, I've never seen that before. Smoking, you actually want the temperature to be lower than you would grill, and that's the difference between smoking and grilling, that it has to be a lower temperature. So we'll let this burn down a bit. We're famous for, alhamdulillah, we're famous for, I say that with the greatest of humility, our smoking. And the reason smoking is so tricky is you actually have to set up your fire and set up your cook well ahead of time, right? And then when you put the meat on, you actually are confident enough to put your meat on, close the door, and then not speak to it or see it for 5-6 hours. That's the difference between grilling and smoking. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like put your hand now, ooh,
Burn.
right away. If it's smoking, you can hold your hand there for a bit. But this is where
The flavor comes.
yeah. You know when people are walking around the mall and getting bukhur?
Yeah.
Homemade, bro. Smell and flavor is the primary ingredient in the food. People are always like, oh, what's your spice? I'm like, it's not the spice. It's your fuel source. Smoke is the primary ingredient. And every time you use a different wood, you'll get a different flavor profile. So this acts like an oven. The smoke is cooking. And then all of the drippings, along with some water, onions, garlic, all of the drippings come in. And then what you've got is almost like a smoked gravy, a smoked stock. And you can't replicate that taste. It's not like a spice that you can add. It's this.
It's like a Jew.
Yeah. We put it over oak. We put the leg, that's gonna take some time. And I can't wait to see what that looks like and tastes like. But we put the wrap as is, didn't French it, didn't clean it. These beautiful lamb ribs that we're gonna grill, because these would do really well on grilling as opposed to smoking. Salt, no marination. We let oak burn down into embers. Put that on there. So we've got the ribs on. You can already smell it. Now close this. And now we wait. The fat that was rendering out was making a whole bunch of smoke. Even if you just had regular charcoal. Oh my God. So, our lamb ribs, a little bit of pink salt, the skin that people would otherwise remove, and you've actually got lamb crackling, which I don't think is made anywhere in the world, right? This is going to be fantastic. We didn't spice them ahead of time. To varying degrees of doneness, and honestly, other than the bone, I think you can eat. I mean, me personally, this is my personal preference, but you eat the whole thing. If you don't mind, I just might. Can I say something? Did you see that my teeth didn't have any, like there was no
Resistance.
There was no resist. There was nothing. Oh my God! It was like just right through. My teeth went right through, and it came right out. There was no pull. The mouthfeel was very rich, and me personally, I mean, from running a smokehouse, you're always looking for fat. I took the fat right off the bone. The skin turned into crackling, which is something that doesn't exist. And on the halal side of the meat industry, the way the ribs are performing is any indication for how the leg, the shoulder, and the fattier cuts of meat are going to do. Australia, it's grass.
Cheers.
Cheers. There's always the conversation about red meat. Is it good for you? Is it bad for you? All of that stuff. The lamb and beef industry, nobody's telling you to have it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But when you are having it, you should have the highest quality possible, right? And the highest quality possible comes from grass-fed animals. It's got all of the omegas. It's got something called conjugated linoleic acid. Your body is designed to process animal fat. And the better quality it is, the easier it is for your body to process it. I've never seen a lamb that size or a lamb with that kind of fat content and that kind of flavor profile. This is the first time I've seen this high quality lamb in the UAE. Oh yeah. Look at that drip. You see shawarma, that big white cap on the top, that's fat. If you didn't have that, you wouldn't have the flavor of the sandwich that you're looking for. So it's perfect on its own. If you're seasoning it, you're actually covering up that flavor. And you've got conflicting flavors. For us, our primary ingredient is smoke, the salt and pepper. That's it. Being in the meat industry, you have a responsibility to the welfare of the animal, to the quality of the meat that you're putting forward. And if it's not turnkey, nose to tail, you're using the whole carcass, you're raising the animal sustainably, ethically, then you shouldn't be in the meat business anymore. I've never seen lamb like that in the UAE. The fat cap on it, the musculature, the size of the carcass, the way it cooks over charcoal, the way it smokes over oak, pardon the pun, is a breed above all of the lamb that we've ever used, actually.
Ask me later.
Oh, you want everybody to reach for Yes. See? So, barrier to entry, what we were talking about, this takes 14 days.
How long did you have to do it?
Yeah. So when someone orders, when we're at an event,
Thank you.
and someone orders pastrami, oh man, can't you just make me some? I'm like, yeah, homie, in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
You know what I'm saying? Wallah. Comes around the corner. No, honestly speaking, in the UAE, we've never seen this quality of meat before. It's fat content, it's marbling, the size of the carcass, the feel, the flavor, the way it's cooking. We've never seen that in the UAE before. We can't even compare it against another type of meat. Alhamdulillah, الذي هدانا.